Hello everyone and welcome back to Ben's Bricks. My name's Ben and you are watching the ultimate Lego investing series, Purple Studs, episode 3. Thank you for watching. So in today's episode we're going to be talking about timing of investments and Lego sets and when's the best time to buy them, and looking at should you be buying new sets. So I'm going to be touching on some of the sets that come out this summer and when I think is the best time to buy them. Right, so let's get into it. Okay, so as I'm sure many of you know, there are some really fantastic sets coming out this summer. So a couple I'll touch on. So the Sanctum Sanctorum, I'm really excited for that. New Marvel set, I think it's about £210, £215 in the UK, I think. Then you've also got the ATT, the new Star Wars set, that's coming with more Clone Troopers and a Phase 2 Cody. And you've got the, can't remember for the life of me what it's actually called, but the new Big Castle set. So obviously these three sets I think in the future will make really good investments, but I'm going to be sort of delve into, do I think it's the right time to buy them now, or is it to wait, or sales, all that sort of thing. So firstly, I think in general, if you're looking to hold these sets long term, you should not be buying them now. In my personal opinion, you should buy other sets that are going to be retiring sooner, such as the Boba Fett helmet, for example. I've got a few up there. So I would expect them to retire by the end of this year at the latest, hoping they'll retire in the summer, but I'm not too sure at the minute, maybe like end of December. But in my opinion, those are the sets you should be buying now. And so say for example, you have £500 spend. So you go and you buy 10 Boba Fett helmets at £50 each, which find them for a £5 off zone, and you sell them at least by the end of the year. You then reinvest that money that you make, because you're almost guaranteed to make money on these sort of sets if you pick the good investments, and then you reinvest your original £500 on top of your profits as well, and you then buy more of the ATT, the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Castle, whatever sort of sets that you're looking to invest in. You know, you got to think that that money's going to be sat there, and how many times could you rinse and repeat to make money on other sets? And it also helps you get into it more. So you could buy a little, say £10, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, you could buy a £10 set. I'll grab an example now. So just first little small set I found. So obviously this is going to be retiring soon, probably retire this summer. Little Eternal set. Now, I don't think the value on this will necessarily skyrocket, because I don't think Eternals is great. There's definitely some money to be made here, and you can buy 10 of these, probably pick them up for £7 really easily. So you spend £70 and get 10 of these, you then turn that 70 into 100, and then you buy some more expensive sets, you know, and then you keep building up like that, and then you can get the bigger sets. And even if you do have the money, I still don't think that buying new sets as soon as they come out for investments, I just don't think it's a good idea. However, I do believe there are some exceptions to the rule, which I'll get into now. So the 3 exceptions that I think there are to this sort of general rule of mine is good sales. So for example, say the Sanctum Sanctorum comes out and someone puts on sale for £120, like nearly £100 off, then all right, fair enough. If you want to pick up some of them and hold on to them, great, do it. Next one is Christmas. So you could potentially buy them as soon as they come out, especially looking at what happened last year. I reckon a lot of sets will be really difficult to come by this Christmas. If I take the passenger train, I think the City passenger train was quite difficult to come across. I got loads of the Dumbledore's Fork sets. They were really difficult to come across unless you spent £60+ on Amazon. So sets like that, you know, they become quite scarce at Christmas. And I think these big sets, where they'll probably be really quite popular, could fall into that category of scarcity. And then people are going to still want to buy them for people for Christmas. Then they'll pay inflated prices that you can sell them on eBay or Amazon or Bricklink or wherever you want to sell them. So that's my exception number 2. And the third one is promo sets. So the example I'll give you here is, if anyone remembers when the Mos Eisley Cantina came out, pretty sure that was the end of 2020, and it came out with Yoda's lightsaber hilt. just a small little set, nothing too special. It's just a hilt of Yoda's lightsaber, and that straight away was selling for what, 80-90 pound a pop. So you could pick up the Mos Eisley Cantina as soon as it comes out, get a Yoda's lightsaber, and potentially also get double VIP points or just regular VIP points. And you sell your promo set, you then sell the Mos Eisley Cantina straight away, and you'll probably sell it for a little bit less than retail value, assuming it's quite readily available on Lego and wherever else. But then the Yoda's lightsaber hilt will help make up for that. So I reckon if you were to buy those two as soon as they came out and sell them, you could probably make maybe £40 profit, £50 profit if you got some, say like eBay selling fee promos. And then you also end up with VIP points. And I think that's a really great way of kind of leveraging some of your own money to build your Lego personal collection by having spare VIP points without having to spend loads of your own money on sets. It's not something I do a lot, but the Forest Hideout sets that were recently available, I ended up with 5 of them and I sold every single one. I think the lowest one I sold was £42. So, you know, I sold over £200 worth of Forest Hideouts in total. Probably about £210, £220 in total gross sales, which is really, really good, obviously, considering now free. And I also picked a couple of them up on double points as well. Now, admittedly, a couple were from Legoland, so I didn't get any VIP points for that. But I do have an annual pass, so I got 10% off of the shop, so sort of counterbalances lack of VIP points. But if I think about when I went to the Lego store and got one of my Forest Hideouts, I got it with the passenger train, which I will sell once that's retired, and it's a very soon retiring, probably be retired by the end of this month. I got that. I got the Forest Hideout, obviously, which I'll also sell, and I think I got a base plate for myself and a couple other bits, but I can't remember what the other bits were. I think I picked up this Eternal since then, and again, I can't remember what the other bits were. But anyway, so the passenger train I'll sell, I'll probably make a profit on it. I've already sold the Forest Hideout, so I think I spent about £160 that day. So I sold that for, let's say, 45 and make it 35 by the time I've posted it and paid my fees. So I made £35 back from my £160 purchase. I then got double VIP points, so double VIP points at £160 would be probably about £16, £17. So again, then that's £17, well, I guess £15 redeemable, that I can put towards my own Lego collection. And I bought this probably about a week after, and I did use VIP points to buy this. Well, some of that, about half of it, I think I paid for VIP points. But like that then was really worth it for me because I used, I think if I remember correctly, I used £55 worth of VIP points. I also bought something else, really can't remember what I bought that day, probably Pick a Brick cups, to top me up to 150. I then got a Forest Hideout set. So I used £55 of VIP points, sold a Forest Hideout for probably about £40-45. So again, let's say it's £35 I made back from that. So all in all, I got £90 put towards that purchase of Thor's hammer. So £105 set, I got it for £15. And, you know, part of the reason why I got that is because I got VIP points a week before, double VIP points the week before, and I got a Forest Hideout set again. So I think promos can really make longer term investments quite good. I'd still also say like I wouldn't hold them that long. I'd sell them both at the same time and use the promo set to almost like offset the fees cost of selling your big set. But obviously you want to make sure that you're getting smart promos. So another promo that came out recently, I can't find it, but you got the Aston Martin poly bag, the little Speed Champions bag. Great little set in my opinion, but it's never really going to be worth an awful lot of money, you know, less than a tenner. So something like that, even though you only have to spend £40 to get it, it's not really worth investing and trying to sell that to recuperate some money, in my opinion, because it's worth such a small amount by the time you've posted it and paid your fees. The Aston Martin poly bag is probably getting £6 back, and it's not really worth it. Like, you know, everything adds up, but for me, I'd rather just keep that little set. But you know, the Forest Hideout for £40, that's a no-brainer. If you want to invest, you've really got to think about what else can you get for it. Top cashback as well. You want to order online where you can. I'm really bad. I go to the Lego store a lot, and don't really use Top Cashback enough because I always buy it in person because I love going there and getting pick a brick cups and all that sort of great stuff. But if you also use Top Cashback, I think Lego 7% on there, you know, it's just a little bit of extra money in your pocket. So yeah, like overall, I'd say for these new sets, you don't really want to be buying them straight away. You want to be buying sets that are going to retire sooner, flip them before these sets that you really want to invest in retire, get them at a good price, and then you've kind of like made extra money, rather than just having a set sat in your shelves, getting dusty. You might dink every now and then, that lowers the value. A bit of shelf wear potentially, the box might start sagging. You don't want to do that. It's not the smart way to do it, in my opinion. The smart way to do it is to hold sets for a very short amount of time and sell them. And if you're saying like, oh, I can't be bothered to sell sets very often, no, I just question why you getting into Lego investing at all. You know, if you only want to buy Lego sets and hold on to them for 10 years, and I'd say good luck to you, but I don't really think you'll do much with it. In my opinion, there's never going to be Cloud City Boba Fett sets again, UCS Death Stars 2, because everyone invests in Lego nowadays. And I just don't think that even if you held on to really good sets, like use these two Marvel sets behind me, for example, the Gauntlet and the Hammer, I think when they retire, they'll probably do quite well. But I think even in 10 years, it'll just be, it's nothing compared to what you could do if you're flipping something every 6 months, making 20%, compounding that 20% on top of each other, maybe, you know, sometimes even more. Like take the Iron Man helmet. These were, you know, I'm sure you could easily pick that up on sale for probably £45. You know, I could sell that on Amazon for pretty much £100 now. Like, it's already doubled in value, and it only retired about 6 months ago. So in my opinion, you need to be rinsing and repeating your money to make the most out of it, rather than just sitting on sets forever and be like, I'll sell that one day, I'll sell that one day, I'll sell that one day. You hold on to it for a year tops, so that, in my opinion, why I say a year is because you might get it slightly wrong and you might invest a little bit too early, like I potentially have done with the Boba Fett helmets. They might not retire till the end of the year, so I'll then have to hold them 6 months till they retire, and you may just need to hold them for another 6 months to let all of the low price sellers sell out. So if I take Amazon for example, you know, there's people that sell on Amazon that will sell the set at retail price because they can get the sets at the Legos, you know, wholesale price that they'd sell to companies like Amazon and Tesco and Argos and all that. So you probably have to wait for them to sell out. But then once sellers like that have sold out, and people who are just penny pinching, just trying to make a £5 or a £10, you can then put that on for twice the price. So I reckon within a year, those Boba Fett helmets for me will be gone, and I also believe I will at least double my money on them. And like, for me, that's a very good investment to only hold on to it for, like, I'd like to, you know, I'd sell them next week if I could, even if it meant I only made 50% ROI rather than 100%, you know, doubling my money like I hoped. If the opportunity came up in a week's time to do that, then I'd snatch at that, and then I'd reinvest that money in something else that's going to retire soon again. So yeah, like overall, I just think you got to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and it's not really any point buying sets really early to hold. I remember like when the UCS Falcon first came out, I saw so many people buying them like, I'm investing in this £650 UCS Falcon. Like, that's great, but that came out, what, 5 years ago, and you're still sat on that now? Whereas in that time, you could have bought 10 different sets that have retired, you know, a set that retires each December and a set that retires each sort of summer, June, July time. Twice a year, been flipping good sets, and, you know, you probably make more than the original cost of a Falcon in profits alone, and then you could use that profits to buy the Falcon just before it retires. You know, that's my honest take on it. I don't, for me, it's not worth it. I don't have loads and loads of money to hold Lego investments forever. Like, I'm sure some people would, but even if you have loads of money to invest in, I'd question why you're not putting in the work if you want to invest in Lego to really be flipping stuff every few months, every few weeks if you can. Like, sometimes you'll find sets on really good sales that you can flip instantly. Like, for example, when I picked this Guardians ship up, it was actually retired in, I bought it from Game, and I can't remember what I paid exactly, but I think it was about £48, and I think the retail price of it was about 60. I think I got like 20% off, and as soon as I bought it, it was selling on eBay at £90. So I literally could have flipped that instantly. That's a bit different because I think it had been retired for about 6 months by the time I picked it up. So that was a bit of a stroke of luck. But you know, you can find sets like this, or maybe a slightly bigger set, on clearance at Tesco. Say you could pick this up for £4 on clearance and sell it for £9 on eBay, make a couple of pound profit. Like, absolutely, you should be doing that. For me, it's very, you want to buy something, sell it as quickly as possible to make a margin, and then move on to your next product, and just keep snowballing that money and compound like your profits on it, rather than just holding on to one thing and hoping it will double in price. Because from my experience, I think you can definitely make an awful lot more money by just constantly rinsing and repeating your money. And yeah, that is, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. So all I really wanted to talk about is, you know, how long should you hold your sets for? So just to sum up, I don't think you should hold sets for years. I think you should be looking at buying things close to retirement. If you wait until like the weeks before retirement, then you may not be able to find them at the best sale price unless you're lucky enough to find them on clearance. So maybe look at getting them, say, 3 months before you think they'll retire, so you can get them on a good sale. But apart from that, I'd say make sure you're buying your investment sets as close to retirement as you possibly can, and at the best price, unless you know that you can get it on a really good sale, get a really good promo and flip and make a bit of extra money and some extra VIP points for your personal Lego collection, and also thinking about Christmas as well and supply and demand around that time of the year. So if anyone has watched this far, I just want to say massive thank you for watching, and please leave a comment, anything else you'd like me to discuss in the next few episodes. Drop a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel because there are big things coming, so don't miss out. Subscribe now, and thank you very much again for watching.